Saber Forum. This is Daniel1988 here to do a review of my Dominicide LE. So this was my raffle entry, my summer raffle entry saber. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, I will get something nice out of it. So for those who don't know, clearly I got the LE version. I don't know what it is, but I just love their chrome and gold versions, gold sabers. They tend to be some of my favorites, obviously with the gold cover tech. So as you may know, this is Ultrasabers' first official double-bladed saber. In the past, any double-bladed sabers were basically like this one I made here, which were two standard sabers with a staff coupler. As you can see, there is no staff coupler. This is all one. This is all one hilt. It's not detachable. You cannot, you can't take it apart. You can't separate it. It's all one. So I guess I'll go into the review a bit. So as you can see, I got the silver AV switch on it. Looking back on it with this silver hilt, I probably should have gotten the black AV switch, but I thought with the gold accents, maybe it kind of contrasted a bit. Didn't quite. Now that's not Ultrasaber's fault. That's not a complaint. It's just as I've been looking at it, I'm like, maybe I should have just gone with the black AV. But again, that's not a complaint. That's just me kind of saying, oops, that was on my end. So I got both blades with the pointed tip. Now the good thing is, as of writing, that if you say pointed tip, it'll give you pointed tip on both blades. So you'll actually be paying $5 for two pointed tips. Instead of so they don't double charge you. It's just if you pay $5, you get both of them pointed. As Chalian, I don't know if I could do a better review than Chalian, but as Chalian pointed out, these pommels with the claws are the emitters are detachable. So this thing is MHS compatible, so you can actually put, like he did, where he put the two shock LE emitters on, is you can put one or two different emitters on here and give it different looks. Now, unlike mine, the claws came very well fastened. Like, they're not loose, they're not falling off. They didn't fall off in transportation on the way up here. What I will say is, I think in the rush to get these sabers out to everybody, again, this is in the middle of the summer raffle, mine did not come with, they didn't come with the blade retention screws, so I emailed Marlena that same afternoon, the same evening, and she got those retention screws out to me within a few days. So again, shout out, thank you to Marlena from customer service. It's a small oversight, and so I got them. They sent me a couple. I put them in. I had to kind of borrow. In the meanwhile, I had to borrow a couple from a couple of lightsabers. So once I got them, swapped them back in. So I'll go ahead and show you. The color I got it in was fire. I don't know if you can tell. It's fire orange. But I got it with the Tri-Cree LEDs. Shout out to Malik Thanewolf, who I traded. We traded sabers, and the one that he gave me, the Manticore, came in a Tri-Cree consular green, and I just loved the brightness. I just loved it. It doesn't show as well on the phone, but it is. I have noticed that it is a darker, brighter orange than just the standard LED. So it is worth the extra $15 I paid, or probably. I can't remember. No, $30 for both Tri-Crees. Obviously, mine's a stunt. You didn't hear any noise, so there was no sound. But there are the ports here, the sound ports, the holes. So, I mean, personally, I love this saber. It's a great saber. But, so, to access the battery hatch, so you can kind of see the hinge here. They have 2 screws on here. Oh, there we go. So, to open it, let me see. There we go. You can see those little triangular marks on there. Let me see if I can find it right there. And there's another one right there. These are the 2 screws you have to remove to be able to get in, switch the batteries. If you need to do anything with the soundboard, this is where you're going to go to it. On mine, and it just may depend on where they put it on your saber, mine came diagonally from where the Covertech wheel was. So it's just a point of reference. Again, it may depend how they do it. Maybe yours might be up here or dead center. Not 100% sure, but so that's how mine came. I'm not going to open it and close it, as that's just going to be too difficult, and it will take too long, as I am shooting this on my phone. So the claws I really like. I think they accent the saber well. Again, mine came very stiff, so they're not loose. They're not coming off like Chalian's were in the male, so they came perfectly protected. The only thing I would say about this saber, so I did go ahead and try it on a belt clip that I have, and I did attach it to my belt. So this one didn't bother me, like when I was moving with it, like these weren't poking into my thigh, my leg, albeit I was walking with it, I wasn't running with it. The only thing that might be a good thought is to possibly get a different emitter for here. So the reason I say this is if you have a little, I'm just going to put it politically correct or kindly, if you have a little bit of your midsection that peeks out over your pants, your waistline, you may want to have, at least for this emitter, the one that's closer to your Covertech, if you have a Covertech on it, and you're going to put it on your belt, you may want a softer, nicer emitter on this end of it. That's just my opinion. I've got a little bit that comes out over my waistline, and now the claws did not poke me, they didn't hurt me, but it's just something to think about. Like, try it for yourself, see how it feels. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just me overstating it, but, you know, as I had it on my belt, I was thinking, well, maybe if I were running too hard or wasn't paying attention, and this emitter went backwards a bit and leaned in, it could. Now these aren't sharp; they are dulled, but they still, you know, if you have a blade plug or not, if you had it without the blade, which you would if it was on your belt, these are probably gonna, like, maybe you'll notice them when they're running, and it might poke you a bit. Again, it's not sharp, but even dull items like this could possibly be a little aggravating and could hurt a little bit. That's just my 2 cents. This for me is mostly going to be a display piece, or just kind of like a role-playing kind of piece. So it's not one that I'm going to put on my belt personally, but that's just, again, just my thoughts. So, and then trying various, kind of like Chalian, I was trying various emitters for this, and strangely enough, one that I did find that does work fairly nice for it, again, I'm not going to take them off right here, is the Manticore emitter. The Manticore emitter looked very, very nice on here when I unscrewed this. See if I can, okay, there we go. I can kind of do it here. Try to do it one-handed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a professional YouTuber or anything, so often what you're gonna have to witness a little bit is if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this by hand. I don't have a stand. This is not a computer. This is off my iPhone. So you're gonna get a little bit of the trial and error, and I'm not a good editor, film editor, so So let's see here. Try to see if I can do this. I don't think it's cooperating, but let me see. So if you can imagine this fully on it, it does look very, very nice. So if this is one that you're going to wear on your belt, that's going to be your primary saber, I personally would suggest the one closer to your Covertech. You're going to want to put maybe the one that doesn't have the claws, and maybe keep this one that does have the claws on it. And FYI, the claws actually are removable, as Chalian's video has shown. Inside here, you'll have what look like retention screws for the claws, or little mini bolts for the claws that you could probably push out if you really wanted to. Again, that'd be up to you, though. Having said that, it is a very nice saber. I really love it. I think Ultrasabers did a very, very good job with it. And I'm happy. I would be happy to recommend this for someone who did want to double wield the saber. And I don't know if you could tell, these ones are the 24-inch blades that came standard. I chose not to upgrade for 32 or anything like that, so I just went with the standard 24-inch pointed blades. And so that's it. That's my review of the Dominicide LE. Please feel free to leave a comment or any questions. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.